David Andrews joins us now on the line. He wants to talk arm length.
Hey.
David, talk to me about some arms, would you please?
Felger, what would be a good career in your mind for Will Campbell? Because I heard you just talking about, like, the all-pro thing. So what would be a good career for you?
I think whatever Matt Light was.
Okay, well, Matt Light was all-pro one time. So that's what I was going to ask. If he plays 12 years and is an all-pro once, I mean, to me, that should be considered a great career.
Well, okay, in context, David, I mean, normally when you draft someone 4th overall, it's more than one all-pro in 12 years. Matt Light was a second-round pick. So there is context to it. It was a down draft, and maybe that's the best you were going to do. That would be a good career. There's no doubt about it.
I agree with that, but that doesn't make that Will – like, we were in such a position for a tackle. You had no option.
The option would be, your former boss, Bill Belichick, would tell you, David, that just because you need something and something's sitting there on the board, that's when you make a lot of mistakes. You just draft a tackle because you need a tackle. Now you end up, wasting a draft pick and probably a year or two later still needing a tackle. So a lot of people are real careful in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you on that, but if there's a good player there, it's not that player's. Then you're putting I don't know what I'm going to try to say. Unreasonable expectations on him, in my opinion.
I'm just going back to the pre-draft analysis, and we have all this analysis and all this scouting. And the scouting on Will Campbell was the arm length and the wingspan and the historical comparisons about players at that position with those measurables don't become elite players at that position. And that's just stating a fact, and fans don't want to hear it, and so that's the back and forth. And I mean, I would say I stand by it, but there's nothing to stand by. It's just a fact. Guys with his arm lengths have not been all pros or pro bowlers at left tackle. That's just, I didn't make that up. That's just what it is.
I agree, but I think for where the organization was, if he never makes an all-pro and you have a starting left tackle, like, these guys don't grow on trees. I think that's a little different at, like, cornerback, where every kid wants to be a cornerback now growing up, or a quarterback or receiver. They don't make offensive linemen. That's why they're hard to get in free agency, too.
Hey,
because
listen,
they're just not out there.
Fair enough. If he's just a good, high-end starting left tackle, but he doesn't make all-pro or Pro Bowl, you'll take it, especially in a down draft. I mean, what were they going to do? Like, I think that's the best defense. What were they going to do? There was nothing. That's
my thing. There's just – you want to send someone else we've sent out there the last 2 or 3 years, or just a guy you overpay for in free agency. You get this guy, and if he has a big upside and defies facts,
Dave,
great.
let me ask you.
Then you win.
Have you been watching him? Tell me what you see from him on the field. How's his game?
I love his play style. That's the most important. You got to have some type of edge playing O-line. And I don't know if they've got too many guys with that edge right now, and that's fine. But he's providing that edge. And then that's hopefully something that stuff kind of becomes contagious, in my opinion. Like, you see a guy out there finishing people, you're going to be like, I'm going to be sitting there being like, well, I'm not going to let that happen. I want to do that and get the recognition for that too. It becomes fun when you start bullying people, and then you get to take someone's will. And I think, for me, that's what he's done a great job of. And he's learning a lot as a rookie. It's going to be ups and downs, especially as a rookie. But what he's provided, to me, has been well worth the draft pick. Now, you hope that's not just – I think if it stays the same next year, you're going to be a little disappointed. You've got to continue to progress and move forward. That's where it becomes, judging him off year 2 and 3, that'll tell you if it was a good draft pick or not.
We're talking to what? Because Patriot. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Because right now I think the bar is somewhat so low,
So, David,
we are talking to former Patriot center David Andrews here on the phone. Sorry, Mazz, go ahead.
No, so David, I was just going to ask you that right now. I think a lot of the evaluations on him, and I'm talking about his performance on the field in the first 11 weeks, have him somewhere in the middle of the pack of tackles in the NFL, and that doesn't separate left from right, maybe a little below the middle of the pack. Is that a satisfactory place for him to be now and in the future?
Yeah, I mean, look, I would say if he stays in the middle of the pack, it's satisfactory. I don't think then you could say, well, like a fourth-round draft pick that's just a middle-of-the-pack player, but again, it goes back to the point. You look at all these teams that are in tackle and O-line trouble. Like, I'll take a middle-of-the-pack guy just because of what's going on around the league sometimes. But, being a first-rounder, yeah, you would like to see this guy, eventually be like, all right, we have a top 10 tackle in the league.
David, how much do you think of what they're doing has been as a result of good offensive line play in a vacuum? And how much of it is, do you think Drake Maye's just making everybody look better than they are?
Well, look, if I'm going to sit here and say that when we were really good and I think we had a good O-line, that it was all of us and no one else, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, we had a quarterback that knew how to work in a pocket, knew how to get rid of the ball, knew where he wanted to go with the ball. That helps you out as an O-lineman. Like, you need – if you got a quarterback that wants to hold on to the ball, that's fine. He's got to understand his issues and make plays with it. If you got a quarterback that can get the ball out on time, understand to play within the system, that's another term I hate, a system quarterback. I think playing with this in the system is the right thing to do. That's what you should want everyone to do. But, look, has the O-line been stellar? No. Have they been good enough to help them win games? Obviously. That you don't get to 9-2 and have an atrocious offensive line. Like, they've done good enough to help them win games. To me, I guess the biggest area where I would have said is flipped, I thought they would have been better in the run game.
David, I'm sorry, Mazz, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, David, did you see this coming with Maye? Like, did you think it was going to happen this fast, that he'd be good this fast, or are you surprised too?
I'm surprised. I've said on air in multiple areas, like, a big decision on me trying to want to go play again was because of Drake Maye. Because I saw glimpses last year of, this is going to be impressive. Like, there's something to this. And, obviously I didn't know, Josh would be coming in, how that would go for Drake. I knew if he could understand that system, it was going to help him out because I've been around Josh. I've seen him do it with multiple quarterbacks, even, Cam when his shoulder's all jacked up. Like, it's a great offensive system for players, especially at the quarterback. He just helps you out. He does everything. He doesn't try to put quarterbacks in bad positions. Inside. She doesn't put quarterbacks in bad positions. Like, I just didn't think – I thought it would be good this year. I didn't think it would be – I don't think anybody thought it would be MVP caliber, right? Like, that's a little bit ridiculous to assume after the year he had last year that he's going to be an MVP candidate.
Oh, did we lose Mike, Jimmy? We lose him? I heard you. Were you just shushing your daughter and telling her to get in the house?
My son was asking where his mom was.
I got two sons. They never shut up.
Sorry about that. My mic just turned off. David, we know you got to go. We know you got your kids. But I just want to ask you one more because this comes up from time to time. Well, look at, people who want to say, is this for real? Well, look at them in 2021. In 2021, they were the number one seed going into the bye late in the year. And we were all taking the cheese. We were all buying in on the Patriots. And look at what happened. You were on that team. Why is this team different?
Well, I think when you look at this team, it's for real until it's not. Like,
so you're not sure it's different?
Keep winning. No, I'm not sure. Something could happen right now. Hell, in 2018, we had the bad loss against Miami, that ridiculous play, and then we go to Pittsburgh and get our tails whipped up there. I was like, oh, man, I don't know what's going to happen this year. And so, and then the same thing in 21. You're first in the AFC. You're feeling good. I think this team's played, in 21, it was more – it took us a little more to get going because what we were like – we had 4 losses that whole time. this team, they put themselves in great position. The Bills got to go down to the Bucks, or I don't know where they play. I know they play the Bucks this weekend. Like, that's not going to be a cakewalk for the Bills. They're kind of reeling. Like, you have a chance to really jump on the division and be division championships, which we were not in 21. So look, I mean, they get better week to week. They find ways to win. They play good complementary football, I think. And as long as you, like you said, Felger, if you have good quarterback play, you're going to be really good. And they have really, really good quarterback play right now.
David Andrews, you can catch him Mondays here with Zolak and Bertrand, his podcast with Brian Hoyers on NBC Sports Boston. David, did you get the inside line? Because next time you want to do this, do not call. I don't want you elbowing or getting in line with Danny and Quincy. Did you give him the inside line, Jimmy?
Yeah, he got it.
Barth gave it to me.
Okay. Inside line the next time. We don't need you and Danny and Quincy in the same queue.
Yeah,
Danny and Quincy might have some good points, though.
I doubt it. No, in fact, I can guarantee you he won't. I want you in studio. That's what I'm
going to come.
I want your ass in here.
Sometime. David, thanks again. We appreciate it.
See you later.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good weekend now.
You too. Have a good weekend. Okay. Dave Andrews chiming in there. Think he had just about enough of the short arm conversation?
Definitely, no question. Which makes me wonder: did he have short arms?
He must have. He's a center.
No, I do. I wonder whether we sort of struck some sort of nerve there.
He was an undrafted center. He couldn't have long ones, but still, he could probably pick us up in one of them and crumple us like a little piece of paper.
I think you could pick us both up with one of them.